Hello and good evening. You are back with the crew, and thank you so much for stopping by yet again. Wow, what a bloodbath. We have a market that's in decline. So Allan, give us your great wisdom and tell us where the market's going. It's going to go further south, hopefully. Wait a minute, what? You want it to go lower? Yes, here's why. Let me give you my synopsis, analysis, and I'm going to try and bring it to some kind of a conclusion towards the end of the video, so stick around for that. But let me paint the picture for you all. What's happening is there's a lot of money on the sidelines because the sidelines is full of spectators. And everyone says, well, the S&P's at the top and NASDAQ's at the top and the dollar's at the top and everything's at the top. I don't want to get in now. Sophisticated investors don't buy tops. So what happens when you get to that frothy top part where it's just, it doesn't seem like a great investment because everything's at all-time highs? What am I doing here? Well, that brings these declines. And they bring sharp declines because there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines saying, this is top, it's got to be top. So traders beat it up and they beat it down, they beat it down, they beat it down. The lower it gets, and the lower we get into our crypto prices, in particular crypto here now, people, is when it starts to really hit that bottom level, then people who are sophisticated investors are going to say to themselves, you know what, it's looking kind of bloody over there. I've been wanting to buy some of that XRP. I really like the idea behind some of these cryptos, and I really want some of those. Let's go ahead. I think it's low enough. Even if it dropped another 10 or 15, 20%, I'd be okay getting it at this price. That's where we're at. That's why you want to look for this. Because when everything seems like it's at the top, big whales aren't going to pile in. However, what we do know about the ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, they're not selling off at the rate that the rest of the market is. I know Fidelity had a bad day. I know, I saw that. What didn't have a bad day? BlackRock. And so all those people that were telling me, oh, I don't know, way back in January when the ETF came out and everybody said, oh no, you don't understand, Allan. BlackRock's just going to buy up all the Bitcoin. They're just going to crash the market with it. Well, the market's a perfect time to crash and to sell all that off. And wait a minute, they're not. The only person really holding the tight strings on this crypto economy, if you will, is BlackRock. Does that mean I like BlackRock? No, it doesn't. But what it does mean is I saw their big picture. I see where this is going. And I got that one right. So occasionally, out of 10, you got to get one every now and then. So when you look around and you say, well, okay, this is where we stand. Are we in doomsday days? No. Why aren't we in doomsday? Why is this not a complete, utter meltdown of the markets? Well, first of all, there's too many positives. Well, what do you mean, Allan? Well, we already know they're going to drop interest rates, right? Well, that's already priced in, Allan. Okay. Well, the M2's screaming upwards. The dollar has been declining recently. All the other markets around the world have been printing. Let's see, Canada just reduced their interest rates. We're about to join that reduction in interest rates and the new business model cycle coming. Does that mean that it can't go down further? Of course not. That's not what that means. I'm looking for worst case scenario somewhere around 45 in the Bitcoin. If you look at it on a chart, 45, 43 maximum pain. And it could be worse than that. I don't know. But I will tell you this, it's not going to stay down there long. Talking maybe 3 weeks. As we all know, September's never a good month for crypto. It's never a good market for anything. Everybody goes on vacation all summer long. All the brokers and all the people, and they've been gone all summer, and they say to themselves, oh my God, I spent so much money. Oh, we went to the Hamptons, we did this and we did that, and we flew around the world and we blow all this money. I need to liquidate some assets. History of the stock market, the history of it, September sells off. They gotta liquidate some stuff to pay for the things that they didn't realize how bad inflation was, and they spent more on their vacation than they expected. Simple, easy, that's what's happening. It always happens. Come about end of September, I'm going to say 2-3 weeks, you're going to see a turnaround. I'm guessing here, obviously. I guess a lot. My channel, I get to do that. You're going to see this market turn around. And when you do, it's not going to just trickle. It's going to take bumps. And it's going to do those 5 and 10% like it's going down today. And it's going to bump up. And it's going to create that I'm missing out, that fear angle. The whole FUD deal is going to go away. None of that's going to matter. How else do I know that? What else do we know about October? Gee, I don't know. That's the 30 days prior to the election. What are we, 60 days away now or something like that? Like, are you kidding me? They're going to let the thing crash. I don't know. I don't see that. So maybe. But let's talk about people that have been on the sidelines that have had billions of dollars on the sideline and bragged about it. Mr. Buffett. Is this a good time for him to get in? No, he's not ready yet. He's thinking, a little further south. But another 5%? What's it going to take him? NASDAQ goes down another 5%. What was down 2.5% today. You don't think he's going to jump all over that? Of course he is. He might not even say he's going to jump all over that, but that's exactly what they're going to do. Somebody sent me something today, and I have to tell you a story that happened to me many, many years ago, and you guys are going to love this. I had a man on the boat one time, and he was the boss's best friend. And I may have spoke about him before. Jolly, big football player of a man, really smart. And a really great guy, and he came aboard the boat one time, and he was there a week or whatever. I got to know him pretty well, and I said, hey, what's going on? What's up? What's with your life? And he says, you're not gonna believe my life. I've had the most incredible life. Mel, let me tell you what I did. I said, okay, what do you got? He says, well, I was a starving football player, played a little bit of pro ball and busted myself up and just couldn't do it anymore. And I decided, what, I'm too smart to bust my body up anymore. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into politics. So that's what he did. And, we went to all this stuff, and he worked his way up, and he's a pretty popular football player, so he kind of worked his way up through the community and the city in which he lived in. Did really well. Very intelligent man, really knew numbers. He was a numbers guy. And I said, well, that's great. Well, how do you such good friends with my boss? He said, I bought like 5 Coca-Cola distributorships. I said, wow, on a politician's salary? Yeah, ain't it the damnedest thing? And I said, yeah, that is the damnedest thing. Isn't that funny, huh? I said, well, wow, you must have played those accounts well, and you must have done really well. And he said, I did. In fact, it's the craziest thing. I started off a Democrat, and then I worked my way up, all the way up the ranks to be a Republican. It paid better. And then what happened was, then I really sort of saw the light again, and I thought, I got to get back to being a Democrat. I said, can you do that? Oh, yeah, we trade places all the time. And I said, wow, I'd never heard anybody admit to it before necessarily, but okay, all right, I got that. So wait a minute, let's get back to the part of how'd you get rich? It's the damnedest thing how much money there is if once you get a little bit of political clout, how you can just endorse another candidate. Yeah, that's right. I'm not a politician anymore, so I don't mind sitting here sipping on this cocktail in the Caribbean with you, Allan, telling you this. Oh, that's interesting. So it pays well? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it pays real well. If you got a little bit of clout, you can endorse another individual. But where it's really good is, I just happen to know a couple of people in the bottling industry, and I thought, I'm going to play the bottling thing, and then I'm going to work it into another bottling deal, and then a trucking deal, and then I started working into distribution and sales, and the next thing you know, I owned a couple of districts that, sell Coca-Cola. I said, wow, that sounds really lucrative. He said, oh, yeah, it's been a great life. Been crazy path. That's the story that I remembered when somebody sent me today asking me a question. Jason, love you. Always love your questions. Hey, Allan, what'd you think about Larson, endorsing Kamala Harris? And I said, he's free, man. He can do whatever he wants to do. But there's a deal. There's always a deal. Let's remember Larson's Silicon Valley, California, Silicon Valley is next to where she came from, Ninth Court District, Mayor Willie Brown. There's a lot of, interaction going on. I'll just call it interaction. There's a Pelosi people that they've done really well on trading as well. As you all know, they're fantastic traders. They nearly aced the stock market. So when I heard that he was playing that game and that path, man's free to decide whoever he wants to vote for, correct? Yeah, of course. But it did lead me to this one thought, and maybe you all have had the same thought. Wonder what we get out of the deal. What are the XRP guys? What's he got in the store for us coming up? Because he didn't do it for free, did he? Didn't he get something out of the deal? I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. What will be interesting is to hear the question or the answers that Mr. Brad Garlinghouse might have about it. Hey, what'd you think about, him going that way? What'd you think of that? So that's going to all to become and to be played for, as they say. Now, I'm going to get back to what I was saying in the beginning of the video. You and I need to be happy about a decline, then a decline, and a decline in the crypto market. See, there's something about that third stage move that you're looking for. So in other words, what I'm looking for is another move down. I'm talking about it'll probably stay level this weekend, and I'm looking for another leg down. Not just in crypto, but in the stock market and other markets. You need in crypto, you need a good 15 to 20%er. I don't know if you've all noticed, but in the last year, since March, I guess, since Bitcoin made that new high, okay? Technically, it wasn't really a new high, but essentially it was level with a new high. If you account for inflation, it really wasn't a new high. It was right at it. Since it's made that new high, if you look at what's happened, is it's traded in this zone. But every time it goes up, it goes slowly. But when it goes down, it drops sharply. But it drops to that 49, 55 area, whatever it is. 48 was the lowest I believe it ever got. But it stayed within that 50 to 60 range. This time, it looks like it's going to head south of that. And that's the move I'm looking for. And this is what I'm telling you, what I said in the beginning of the video. If we can find that third leg south, there's your bottom. I'm just saying, I know there's all kinds of people on the internet telling you it's going to Bitcoin going to 20,000 and XRP going to 20 cents. That's not this man's opinion. That's not what's happening here. I don't see a total collapse in the market. I just don't. There's too much money out there. There's global money out there. There's global economies that are trying to turn it all around. All the interest rates are dropping down. all the people in China are getting back into crypto. Everybody is going to be getting into crypto because I have a video coming up and I really want to talk about municipal bonds, and that's coming up real soon because there's a lot going on with property tax in the background, and there's a lot of, dare I say use the word fraud being exposed out there, and many of you heard about this. It has to do with municipal bonds and people appraising the value and the taxation of the counties around the US in particular. In this case, I'm going to relate what that means and how that's going to affect the crypto market, and that's in a story coming up real soon. I've been crushing on the information on that. I'm really excited about what I found, and I have a complete concept of how that's going to affect not just property taxes for everybody going forward, but in particular, crypto people. And I got a little hint for you. It's a mega boom. It's a mega boom globally for crypto because of what's going on. All right, guys, hope you guys got something from this video. You know that I love you all, and I want you all to have a great weekend and enjoy yourselves and have fun. Please like and subscribe. I know I never say that, but I said it now, and I meant it. And I hope you do something fun. Take the kids out to the park, or run around, chase the dog, or pet the dog, or do something fun, would you? I mean, just, every now and then, just treat yourself. You deserve it, and you're worth it. And I love you all. I'm out.